Okay, so without doing too much explaining again, because I know most people are watching these things either one after the other, or the actual entire, the actual uninterrupted full one video, 1 hour video or whatever, from my Facebook group page, which is open to be watched by anyone. But to actually get into the group, I believe you have to apply for entry, and we'll get to that next week. We're definitely going to be hoping that some guitar enthusiasts want to join the Facebook group. So what we have here is the G shape, the C shape, and the E shape. The G shape is characterized by the bottom string of that cage being a 6/7 and a root of whatever key it is. The C shape is characterized by the 3, 4, and the 5 as the bottom string. So if you're just playing your guitar in the key of C, it would be E would be the 3rd, F would be the 4th, and G would be the 5th. So that would be your C-shaped cage. The G-shaped cage would be the 6th, the 7th, and the root. Okay, so at that point, if you're doing a pentatonic, it's okay to do a G shape in the between the fret nut and the first dot, because you're not going to do a diatonic where you can't access the B unless you go up to this B here, out of the cage B kind of thing, and then you got the same note. Which one am I going to do? Which one am I going to do? That kind of thing. And it's hard to see if you don't have colored notes or something like that, or you go into the other patterns. This lesson isn't about the long pattern. Okay, it's not relevant to the subject matter. So, but it is suffice to say that we can do a G shape on the first interval here. And I practically forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so 6/7 root would be your defining string shape for the G. E would be the 6th of G. Right, here's G. E is the 6th of G. Okay, so there you have it, 6/7 root. That defines your G. Now the E shape is defined by what? 7 root 2. That would mean that if we wanted to use the E shape proper, key of E, it would be E would have to be the root. So it would be 7 root 2 wouldn't have a whole lot left there, just root 2. Okay, so those are the defining shapes, and it puts them in the key of E, A, and D. Well, I noticed, getting back to what we should be talking about, I noticed that there's something about E, A, and D that I can simplify these three so we don't have 3 choices there. We notice we only have one choice between the first dot, the fret nut rather, and the G, the G dot. Okay, I had to do a little warm up. It's cool in the morning. It's all, down in the lower 60s, and then it's up to the lower 80s in the afternoon. Because summer's coming. It's here. There ain't no stopping it. It's coming. It's a month away. Really. Today's the 24th. It's less than a month away. So we've got one choice here, a best choice. You could argue that you could do a G there too, but guess what? G is part of C anyway, so the tripentatonic will include that G, even though that would be a mixolydian G at that point. Now the entry point from the G dot to the A dot is going to be a key of C, A shape right there. So C has the first 2 positions, fret nut to the first dot, G dot to the A dot, You can do all your things in C there, and we talked about that in yesterday's lesson. Now, from the A dot to the B dot, you can enter with the key of D using the A shape, 5, 6. Because remember, the A shape is the 5 and the 6. Why is that? One more time, let's do it. Here's your A-shaped A. E is the 5th, and F sharp would be the 6th. So the the A shape is 5, 6 at that point. So in pentatonic, it's 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5, 6 in the key of, what key were we in? E would be the 5th of A. So that's your entry point for the key of, wow, I forgot what key of A, but we weren't on the key of A. We were doing the 5, 6, whatever. Let's just keep going. That was an Andy brain bug there. Kind of forgot what I was doing. And when I watch these things, I watch them once over. I like to kick back and watch them. Ever since I was a child, I would make tapes. Even when I was a little boy, with the microphone, and I'd switch it on and off, and make all kinds of things. And the tape would slow down when you switched it off. And turned it on, it would speed up, and it would mess your voice up. It'd be like bending your voice. It was pretty good, these little tapes that I made when I was a kid. So I like to listen to them, but I also catch my mistakes. So whatever I just made a mistake doing, believe me, I'll know what it is when I watch this and say how stupid it was. I hate to say we just have to trudge on, because I have a new chart for this to simplify. So the subject matter that I'm talking about right now, was that these are individual assignments, but we get the Mixolydian G and we get the Lydian F anyway by calling this the tripentatonic C cage, from the fret nut to the first dot. From the G dot, which is the first dot, to the A dot, which is the second dot, we get an entry point for the key of C in the A shape. Okay, we covered that. From the A dot to the B dot, that's the B note. Okay, so the low E is this. Okay, now the B dot is going to be what? Is going to be here, right here. Okay, so that's B, like as in the key of B. That's a B dot right there. Between the A dot and the B dot is an entry point for the key of D in the A shape. Between the B dot and the C sharp dot is another whole step, is an entry point for the key of E in the A shape. Okay, and that's what I think we were discussing before. So, yeah, I played it good, but then I forgot what I was playing. But I noticed I played it right. So here we have two E shapes together. So we have an A-shaped E going to a G-shaped E. So C dominates this part, and E dominates up from the fret nut down to the C sharp. So you've got your choices when you go into play. You can play in C, you can play in D, starting from the A to the B dot. You can play in E, starting from the B dot or the C sharp in the A shape, the C sharp to the double dot in the G shape. And here's what I noticed. G shape is a tripentatonic box at that point. So we have, not that this has to be demonstrated on guitar, but it's just fun to drive the point home. Here's the double dot E on my guitar. Okay, so your guitar, the fret nut, my fret nut goes here. That would be your fret nut, my capo. This is the C sharp. Is that a C sharp? Yes.